pre-meeting. Okay, let me start this again. Get it? Okay. What we have done at the roundtable is before the meeting, at a pre-meeting, we have offered uh, either a history group, and you'll see what's happening today, or other roundtables to come in and speak. We give you 8 minutes to speak. So we had it from Wisconsin. We had Ed Flanagan do it from South Carolina. We had the Brandywine Civil War Roundtable. Forgive me for getting some of this, but if any of you were out there and you'd like this 8 minute spot in the beginning, as we're doing now, please just contact me. You have my email address at the NJ Civil War, so you'll know what to do. But we'd love to have you come on and do it. Oh, I'm sorry. And next month, March, Barry Compton will be doing it up at the Australia Civil War Roundtable. Real fast, what Nancy is doing over here, you're going to hear the project. She's our member, and she asked, would we contribute to this? And we did. It's part of our mission. So we made a donation to this. And Nancy has also spoken as part of the Drake House in Plainfield, and now she's going to be presenting this program. Nancy, you're on.
Okay, thank you very much, Rich. I appreciate it, Henry. I really want to, on behalf of the Historical Society of Plainfield, the Drake House Museum in Plainfield, I want to thank the North Jersey Civil War Roundtable for all their assistance with this project. This is our 8th Eagle Scout project. Vito Mazzola is on it. He's on under Leo, his father's name. He came to us looking for a project, and we have a videographer on staff at the Drake House part-time, and we came up with the idea of commemorating and memorializing the Civil War veterans that are buried in the soldiers' burial plot of the Winfield Scott Post 73 in Hillside Cemetery, which is it's located in Scotch Plains on the border of Plainfield and Scotch Plains. This cemetery was set out, this plot in this cemetery was set out in 1899. And I get a lot of inquiries about it, and so does the cemetery. And I reached out to Rich, and he was very forthcoming with a donation on behalf of the North Jersey Civil War Roundtable. And I also reached out to Lori, and she is also in this video. It's about 11 to 15 minutes long. We interviewed, we did research, the scouts did research on all the 33 soldiers that are buried there. We now have a booklet of newspaper articles that the library will have a copy, and the Drake House has a copy to commemorate these men that fought. The unique part about the cemetery is that both white soldiers and African-American soldiers are buried in the cemetery, which was something that the Winfield Scott Post 73 wanted. Since they fought together, they died together, so they're buried together. There are also at least 4 women that are buried up there that we have information about. Wives were able to be buried up there. And the video was shown, and maybe Lori wants, we interviewed descendants. We had 2 descendants. 2 ladies are in the blurry picture at the bottom, and we also had Lori and her husband as reenactors. And we also had people from the Sons of the Union veterans in the video documentary, and we're going to take it into the schools. I have an appointment with a social studies teacher to show them the film, and then we're going to bring it into the classrooms because it's a way we can reach out to the young people, because people in Plainfield don't realize we had Civil War veterans that actually fought in the Civil War. So I really appreciate everybody's donations to this project. Lori, you want to add anything?
It was an excellent project. We enjoyed being interviewed. We did mostly general Army stuff. Phil would talk about Army movement and troop movement, and I did talk a little bit about Elizabeth Thorne and Mary Bickerdike and general medical things that women would do. He asked about women, and Vito asked really good questions. He did a really good job on this.
Yeah, he narrated the whole thing, and we did hours. It was like a 6 to 8 month project, so it was a lot of work, and we really appreciate Lori and her husband Phil for coming down and being interviewed. And they have a big part in it. Hopefully, we'll get people to remember the soldiers on Memorial Day, because the Sons of the Union veterans do annually a ceremony up at the memorial plot, and we're hoping we raise awareness of the Civil War and what they went through, and they came back. Some were the fire chief. One was a fire chief. One was a police officer. A lot of them were in the Masons. In October, the Masonic Lodge in Plainfield is going to have Vito at a community dinner to commemorate also this project, because they came to see the video when we showed it at the library. The library will put it on their YouTube channel. Right now, they're working on the transcriptions of it so that people can hear and see the words at the same time. So as soon as that's done, I'll send it to Rich and Henry, and then they can send it out to everybody, how they can link to it.
Hey, is that it?
Yeah, unless you have any questions.
And how can they get a hold of you with regard
They
to
can
this?
get a hold of me through the Drake House. It's Drake House Plainfield NJ@gmail.com. When we get done, I'll put it in the chat. Or they can just Google Drake House Museum in Plainfield, and it'll come up on the web. We're open on Sundays 2 to 4, public hours, and we're also open by appointment. We have some Civil War artifacts because the museum was in existence when some of the GAR members were still alive. So we have a lot of their artifacts. We have a Farragut cannon there. The film also talked about Julian Scott, who painted the death of General John Sedgwick. We have that painting inside the museum. That painting is also down at Spotsylvania in the a copy of it's down in Spotsylvania at the visitor center in Spotsylvania, because the National Park Service asked us for a copy of it.
At a meeting, is there any way that at a later meeting, not tonight, but you said the thing is 15 minutes, we could
Right.
start at another pre-meeting. Is there any way we could, Henry and I could review this movie ahead of time?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd like that. I'd like that. And then we'll make another arrangement. This time you could bring on the Eagle Scouts themselves to give an introduction, and then we'll just show it in the entirety.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
it is, or what, and then we could see Lori interview.
Right.
No, I think that's important.
In her
It's important.
period attire. It was really amazing. It was really amazing. So we really appreciate you, Rich and Henry, and the whole group, and your contribution, because it really went a long way to help us finish the project. And you're also thanked in the credits at the end of the documentary.
Oh. Ooh. Well, I think that's the important part of basically of any organization, to support other organizations as part of your mission, as far as education goes.